Welcome to my channel. We're going to do 6 requests today, but we're also going to do a bonus video again. I'll probably be doing bonus videos from now on. Oh, I just can't help it. The one that I'm going to do today is something that I just stumbled across just a few minutes ago. And the reason I'm going to show it to you is because it blew my mind. I did not know that Candace Owens can sing. And not only can she sing, Candace Owens, sorry, not only can she sing, she's good. She is amazingly good. I was quite impressed. So, we're going to watch Candace Owens sings for Charlie Kirk, Through Tears, emotional tribute song. I do want to say something about Charlie. Well, a couple things, actually. First of all, you need to understand where I'm coming from when it comes to Charlie Kirk. I knew of him, and I had seen his tweets, and I'd seen some of his videos, not very many, but a few. But I didn't follow him, and I didn't know very much about him. And I thought he was just a political activist. And he was going around to college campuses and trying to convince people to vote Republican. But since he was assassinated, and there's been all sorts of videos posted about him, I started kind of checking him out a little bit to figure out, okay, what is it about this guy that gets people so emotionally upset on both sides of the aisle? And what I discovered was that Charlie Kirk was not a political activist first and foremost. He was a political activist, but he was first and foremost a man of God. And he talked about God constantly in all of his, when he would go to college campuses and do his, prove me wrong thing. He was not there trying to convince students to vote Republican. He was trying to convince students to believe in Jesus Christ. And so when I play this video, I know I'm going to get some comments. They're going to say things like, it was terrible that he was killed, but he was a bad man. And to that I say, no, he was not. And I'm going to push back on you because you are wrong. And if you haven't gone and listened to his videos and paid attention to what he was saying, you don't know what you're talking about. He was not a racist. He was not a homophobe. He was not a transphobe. He was a Christian speaking the truth of the Bible. And that's what got him killed, because the devil hates that. So, you can make your comments about how bad you think he was, but I'm going to push back on you. I'm going to respond to you. And if I have to, I'll make some videos about Charlie showing you, proving to you that he was not racist, he was not a homophobe, he was not a transphobe, he didn't hate anyone. And matter of fact, he loved people, even people that were very nasty to him. So, just forewarned, if you don't want to get into a back and forth and have me prove you wrong, then don't post anything negative about Charlie. Okay? That's just warning you. If you push me into a corner, I guarantee you, I'll make a whole series of videos about him and we won't be doing music. And that's not what I want. So just listen to what I say, please. Charlie was a man of God, and he stood for the Bible, and he stood for God and Jesus Christ, and that is why he was killed. Yes, on the surface, if you look at it from a human standpoint, he was shot because of his beliefs. But the truth is, he was shot because he was standing up for God. And one other thing I thought about recently. I've seen several videos where people have said, Charlie's irreplaceable. They're never going to find anyone to take his place. And to that I say, Charlie was a remarkable individual. He really was. He was unique. But so are you, and so am I. So is every single one of us. And if you don't think God is capable of raising up someone to replace him, to do the work that he was doing, then you don't really believe in God. You don't even understand what God is about. Turning Point wasn't a success because of Charlie. It was a success because Charlie listened to God. That's the same reason my channel's a success. So, it's terrible what happened to him. It's absolutely terrible. And he was very unique, and he will be missed, greatly missed, but he's not irreplaceable. God will find someone to raise up in his shoes, to do the work that he was doing, because that's what God wants done. And if you think you can stop God, wow, you've lost your mind. You have lost your mind. If you think you can stop God, the entire arc of history, from beginning to end, is taking place and has happened and will happen exactly as God has laid it out. Sometimes I tell them, people just don't understand God at all. They really don't. And I have people in my comments saying he doesn't exist, and it's a fantasy of my imagination, and it just, if you could walk in my shoes for just a couple days and learn what I know about God and understand what I have experienced with God, you could never say that, unless you're just an absolute idiot. And there's plenty of those around, trust me. Okay? I've said enough. Hopefully I've made it clear my position. And hopefully I've made it clear that while I think Charlie was unique, he is not irreplaceable. And God will raise up someone, if he hasn't already, to take Charlie's place and to continue the work that Charlie was doing, because that's what God wants. If he didn't want it, Turning Point wouldn't be what it is. It wouldn't be. Look at what's happened. Look at the impact he's had on the world. Enough said. Before we get into the video, I just want to thank you for coming. I struggle to find a way to say thank you that is meaningful enough, because you fill my heart. You feel it. And I love you for that. I always try to put the artist links, well, I don't try, I do, put the artist links into the description of their playlist so you can follow them if you want to, support them. But I put the link to the song that I'm reacting to in the description of the video. I also put a link in there from Wikipedia if I can find anything that's relevant and makes sense to put in there. I don't put the link to the reaction request form because currently I have 3,400 requests, so I'm not accepting any new ones. 3,400 plus. Okay. I'm trying to get some of those taken care of. As you'll see tonight, I've got requests from a year ago that I'm just now handling. That's how far behind I am. But I live stream on Sunday for 2 hours from 4 p.m. UTC. That's 4 p.m. UTC. So if you come there, you can get your request handled immediately. Okay? The one thing I noticed about the live stream is that although I'm putting a list in there of all the songs and the timestamps so that it's easy for you to find them, you can just mouse over the bar at the bottom and it will show you exactly where your song starts. Although I'm doing that, they don't show up in the playlist as that song. In the playlist, they're just listed as the live show. So you'll know when you see it that it's a live show and you have to go find the song in the show. okay? And you can either do that by looking at the description, which will tell you exactly where it is, or just by mousing at the bottom or finger, whatever you do on the phone. Just run your finger across the bottom and it will show you the songs, the names of the songs and the artists. Okay? So, I just wanted to make sure you knew about that. Now we're going to listen to the amazing voice. At least it's amazing to me. I know who Candace Owens is. I know a little bit about her. I don't follow her. I don't pay attention to what she does. I've seen some videos of her talking on college campuses. And I've seen recently a video of her with Charlie Kirk. I didn't even know she was hooked up with him. And I guess she isn't anymore. I don't know. But I did not know that Candace could sing. And when you hear her voice, you're going to go, holy crow. I swear you will. This is Candace Owens, sings for Charlie Kirk through tears, emotional tribute song.
Charlie, you were more than a friend. You were like a little brother to me. Through fire and trial, laughter and sorrow, your faith burned bright. I never thought I'd bury a piece of my heart. But even now, I believe you are home, safe in the arms of the one you trusted so deeply. You answered the call before the sunrise, spoke truth when fear would blind the eyes. You held your ground, you ran your race, with prayer upon your lips, love upon your face. In shadows of the world you carried a flame, for family, faith, so much more than fame. When the storms raged, your voice stood firm, never swayed, but always firm. Oh, I saw you break, I saw you bend, but never break your steadfast hand. In every tear I felt your fight. Now I lift you to the light. Brother in life, you've come home. No more sorrow, no more alone. I'll hold your memory in every song. Carry your legacy, keep your flame strong. Oh, brother in light, you've come home. I remember late nights, the dreaming, the plan, how you said, Candace, we'll change this land. The laughter, the burden, the battles you bore. You walked with courage, always more. You spoke for the voiceless, you stood for the truth. You loved with strength, but tender as youth. Your faith wasn't perfect, but real and bold. Now heaven's choir echoes the story told. Gates swing wide for you today. You told me once, if I fall fighting for truth. You never wavered, I promise. I will remember, I will continue until we meet again, brother. In glory, in peace, in home.
But I don't want today to be about anything other than you guys knowing that Charlie really was an amazing person. You know, he was like, we were really close. And he was my best friend and my brother. And I will never unsee the footage of what I saw.
Charlie, you were more than a friend. You were like a little brother to me. Through fire and trial, laughter and sorrow, your faith burned bright. I never thought I'd bury a piece of my heart. But even now, I believe you are home, safe in the arms of the one you trusted so deeply. You answered the call before the sunrise, spoke truth when fear would blind the eyes. You held your ground, you ran your race, with prayer upon your lips, love upon your face. In shadows of the world you carried a flame, for family, faith, so much more than fame. When the storms raged, your voice stood firm, never swayed, but always firm. Oh, I saw you break, I saw you bend, but never break your steadfast hand. In every tear I felt your fight. Now I lift you to the light. Brother in life, you've come home. No more sorrow, no more alone. I'll hold your memory in every song. Carry your legacy, keep your flame strong. Oh, brother in light, you've come home.
I had no idea that Candace Owens could sing that well. That was incredible to me. She has a fantastic voice. That was an amazing song. And her voice is incredible to me. I just, my mind is blown. I had no idea she had that talent. I think it was a wonderful tribute to him, and it's, well, it's a slap in the face to the people who want to claim that Charlie was a racist. That's a black woman, in case you haven't noticed, singing how much she loved him and how much he loved her. Now, as I said before, when I introduced this, while I was introducing the video, you can say what you want, but if you say something negative about Charlie, you're going to get pushback from me. I'm going to ask you to document and prove your statements, because I know you can't, because I've done my research. He was not a racist. He was not a homophobe. He was not a transphobe. He was one in a long, long, long line of men and women who have been killed for their beliefs. Starts with the apostles, and it carries through all the centuries. Christians were put to death, fed to the lions, burned at the stake, all because they insisted that God was real. We don't have that problem today, but we do have the problem of people want to say, that's a bunch of baloney. Well, you can have that opinion if you want, but I guarantee you when the day comes, when Christ returns, you're going to regret that. So, if you disparage Charlie, if you disparage this video, if you make mockery of this video, that's an instant block. You're gone. We'll never see you again on this channel. If you start telling me how Charlie was this or Charlie was that, I'm going to insist that you back up your statements with facts, that you prove what you're saying, because I know you cannot. Because I've done my research and I've seen what Charlie was. I didn't know much about him before. I knew the name. I got Turning Point emails in my inbox every day and just deleted them, never even read them. I just knew that they were going around to the college campuses and talking to kids. That's all I knew. I had no idea he was such a profound man of God. I've made it clear. Don't even try to test me. So now we're going to get to what I always do, which is the 6 requested reactions. And I hope, I don't know if I can say this or not, but I hope we can put this thing to bed. Not that I want to, throw shade on Charlie, but for me personally, it's time to move on and get back to music. Okay? I pray for every single one of you that comes to my channel, even if you don't believe, even if you laugh at me, because I know prayer is powerful, and it might just change your heart. And I pray that it does. I pray that coming to my channel is what makes you finally wake up and realize that God is real and that you want to know Him. And if I can be a small part of that, then I've done my job. I'm the one who plants the seed. God's the one who makes it grow. That's not my job. It's His. Okay? So I pray for every one of you. I pray that you will turn to God if you haven't already. And that if you do believe in God, that you'll have a stronger belief now. That you'll get closer to Him and you'll make Him more a part of your life. Because when God is part of your life will be fantastic. And I pray that for every single person that you love. Because every single person you love is important to you. This is the Vietnam Era Vet, out.